All right, here we go. Let's talk chapter one. Chapter one will probably be the fastest chapter. Chapter two will come quickly after that. So we're going to go through problem solving, unit conversion, significant digits, which yes, you're going to need to understand, be able to define and pretty much classify, and then dimensional analysis, a review from chemistry, but hopefully you guys still remember it. So here we go. So any representation that you can use to solve a problem. One of the things with AP Physics is you're going to kind of rely more on your equations and an explanation of a chart, explanation of a diagram. I can't scream and jump up and down enough about the word explain, because in 3/4 of the examples, all of the questions you're going to answer on the exam for your free response questions are going to need an explanation. Even if it's a 2-sentence explanation of what they've given you, it will help you score higher on the AP exam. So you'll see this idea. Physics isn't math, it's a language. Explain everything you do and put down on a chart. If you did it well in chemistry, you made a chart and then you explained what was in that chart and you explained your conclusion using the chart. It's really hard to kind of describe without giving you specific yet, but you'll see as we go through. I am going to jump up and down and ask you to explain, even if it's the simplest one. Example, bottom left-hand corner, why is there a difference between the red line and the blue line? There's an experiment done. Why was there a difference? And you should be able to explain it using the chart and points on the chart for that. So here we go. Got a little click happy. So any problem you'll see this over and over. You set up the problem, you start with an equation. For some of you, I know you like to jump right into the problem and get going. AP exam, I'll tell you right now, you have got to do it. Example on the right-hand side, you see word equation, good way to start the problem. The actual written out equation, and then start slowly working it through. While it seems tedious, it is so much easier to do on the AP exam, showing your work and then going through and explaining that. Then the last step that a lot of people haven't done until they get into an AP course, especially AP Chem or AP Physics, is reflect. Does that number make sense? In math, they always say check your answer. And I don't know about you guys, but 3/4 of the time, I never did it. Why? Because I was lazy and I wanted to get done. So that third part, AP exam, really will be important. So easy enough. You should understand the difference between an object, what we're studying, and a system of objects. Basically, one's a collection system. And again, we'll go through some of this. If you are working in the system example, if you're looking at a car is actually a system. It's got an engine, it's got a fuel tank, all that parts come together. But if I don't need to look at the engine's internal combustion, cool, then I'm just doing a distance and time equation. I don't need to include that system in my bigger system of how far did the car go in a certain time. So you can do it. You can treat some systems as objects. Here we go. Imperial units. I will tell you guys right now, you will have to be able to do this and pretty much go through quite a few of these conversions. I'll tell you right now, most of these on the screen, not really important. I mean, honestly, last time I measured anything in stones, yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, no. Anyway, oh, wait, I can't say that. I did actually use a trebuchet once. I don't know if that applies. Yeah, okay, we'll be fine. Moving on. So here's what you really need to know. SI units. You have got to be able to sit there. Time is seconds, length is meters, mass is kilograms, not grams. Even in chemistry, SI unit is the kilogram. We use grams, but it wasn't the SI unit. Temperature is in Kelvin, should be able to convert amps, moles, and candelas. Probably butchering that as I do many of the words. So those will probably be used. Temperature, substance, as you see the note, it's not used. I don't think we ever use moles. It says not used in AP Physics 1, but I don't think we ever use it at all in AP Physics 1 or 2. So anyway, do understand how to convert between examples. All of these, the ones on the lower right-hand corner, using kilo, milli, micro, not so much tera, pico, and milli. Again, you should be able to do the conversions between those. If you can't, take a second, look back through the book. It gives you good examples on how to review them. We'll go through some of them in class that first day. So here we go. Unit conversions. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. This is dimensional analysis. The book will do a lot of examples. I think they got like 8 examples for things. It's just crazy. So you should be able to do conversions. If you can't, ask the question. Don't be afraid. Again, I'll jump up and down. If you have a question, ask it. Either in the Google form, the end of day closing question, whatever, ask the question, because it's easier by far for me to answer a question that takes 30 seconds than it is for 5 days from now when we're into forces. You go, why are we using seconds as time? Ask those simple questions. They by far will help explain the categories and content to you. Okay. So, question is, how many minutes are in a half a day? There's your dimensional analysis. Should be able to walk it through. You will use dimensional analysis more than you would like, to be fair, because many books will ask you, well, if I had a vehicle traveling 1,000 meters per second, how far will it go in 0.3 days? Why do I care? Oh, wait, because they want me to do all the conversions from days to hours to minutes to seconds just to find a distance. That is one thing I will tell you on the questions when you do these. Make certain the units are right for the equation you will do, and we'll go through that every time we start a problem, but just make certain units don't trip you up. It's annoying. One of the things I hate about physics in general, almost every book, they're not just going to ask you about solving the problem, they're going to ask you about the units. They're going to throw a minute in there when they really should have given you it in seconds anyway. So just be aware of that. Unit conversions. Oh, significant digits. You've got to understand significant digits. The rules pretty much go through any number. Well, sorry, any number is significant. And yes, it gives you accuracy and a certain amount of uncertainty in every single number. Examples down below. Any zeros between numbers are significant. So lower left-hand corner, if you notice the 10200 has 3 significant digits because the 1 is significant, the 0 is significant, the 2 are significant. The last 2 are not. Those rules at the top are pretty much the rules. It's the same ones I use. That third one, a final 0 or trailing zeros in a group, I make it simpler. I go, if it's to the right of a number and to the right of the decimal, it is significant. It has to be both. Right of the number, right of a decimal. So it has to be significant. All right, multiplication and division. This really does trip people up time and time again. They'll get all the right answers, but they'll lose a silly point on significant digits on math. So we're going to take some time here. Example, you have 2 significant digits on the top, 4 on the bottom. You have to go with the smallest. So your answer, calculation, there it is, gives right off the calculator. And then your last, go on, more click. Your answer is 1.2. Okay, so you really have to understand multiplication and division. Use the smallest. Addition and subtraction, 12.3 and minus 0.1841. So you do the math, that's the number you come off your calculator, but you realize the first one significant digit, last one has 4 to the right of the decimal. You have to go with 1 to the decimal, so your answer really is 12.1. Again, take some time, look at the book as well. It's got some good other examples. Oh, one specific one I'll tell you. Notice how they write minus 0.1841. You should get in that habit. Use the 0 before the decimal place. Make your work a little bit neat and easier to follow. So just FYI. All right, so we've already talked about dimensions, mass, length. Okay. I love how they put that in there. I'm not certain why, because it's one of those things. Meters per second. Check your labels, to be fair. Double check every time you go through it. And most of the time it's not an issue. Most of the students coming through courses, like example, all my students last year in physics, I think like 1 or 2 of them had issues with dimensions and labels, so you're good to go. All right. There's the big takeaways. One of the keys, and I'll reinforce this when you guys actually get in class, is when you take notes out of every chapter, I will show in the book, you actually will look through each chapter. I'm just going to jump through chapter 1 real quick as we have a minute. So exam tips in your notes. And this is where I tell you guys, depending on how much work you want to do into this class, you can do a lot of work or you can do a little bit of work. Examples. In the book, you'll see sections that say the takeaway from section 1.1, takeaway from section 2.2. If you can look at that and go, okay, I've got that point, I've got that point, I can explain that point, I can explain that point, I'm good. Move on. But you might, and I will recommend you take notes, the takeaway from 1.1, takeaway from 1.2. And it seems tedious, but getting it written down after you read it and after you use it a little bit will help. The other one is the takeaway skills. They give you typically 4 or 5 questions on each section. If you have the time, definitely do them. The other one that people underestimate, you'll hear me scream about the AP exam the entire year. There is section example, this is page 117, I'm just flipped to. It says an exam tip. Read it. Read the book. The book is important. If you have a place in your binder, in your notebook, and you just start exam tips, and you write out, summarize what it says, and write it out. Believe me, you will get a lot more out of this class, and be prepared for the AP exam on AP exam stuff. And I hate doing that, but there is a definite differentiation between understanding the content and understanding the AP exam, saying I can do the AP exam really well, okay? I know I hate doing that because I am teaching part of the test, but that's the breaks of it. And honestly, I will tell you guys right now, if we work on the AP exam and test like we should, you guys are going to really do well on this AP exam. I cannot stress it enough. You guys will do well on this AP exam. So, all right, more on the AP exam later. I could talk for days, but hopefully you have any questions. Get ready, write them down. We will hit all of the questions that we can in class first day. Chapter 1, done. All right, see you later.